Hello, everyone, and welcome to our Realms of Roleplay Season 1 cast reunion. We're so happy that you are able to join us here today. I'm Carmen Askernes, and I'm joined by 75% of the cast and 50% of the people who helped us bring it to life. But we're small but mighty today. Thank you all for being here. Who are you? Hello. Say hello to everyone.
Oh, you don't remember? It's been a while.
It's been a while.
It's been so long. I'm going to be awful because I don't remember anything that happened during the season. I remember
Could have been anything.
I remember that these people were in the room, and I remember that it was in the middle of the pandemic.
Yeah, it's just Keith. We could just talk about Keith the whole time.
Hi, everyone. I'm taking this over. This is actually Keith Watch 2023, and
Keith Watch.
We're here to talk only about Keith and what he's been up to and what our thoughts on him were.
Yes, welcome to Beef with the K, the podcast. I'm so happy you could be here.
It's called Beef with Keith.
Beef with Keith.
I love it.
And he just talks about all the juicy Love is Blind drama.
I would love to.
I heard you talking about it before we started recording, and I was like, oh man, I have thoughts on that. I haven't seen the most recent. Anyway, that's not what we're here to talk about. We're here to talk about all of us being back together again. We won't really be recapping the show. We'll just be kind of catching up, and we hope that that's good for you because it's going to be good for us. So
soul nourishing.
Tell me, is this the first? I feel like we've gotten together before in the last 3 years. Before this,
one
right?
time for your birthday.
Yes.
Oh, dang! I was like, man, that was a good time. Yeah.
We did another one too, didn't we? We recorded an extra episode.
We did? Because I remember we did.
Oh, we did return to Riashan, but it wasn't like, sorry, Zoliveer. Zoliveer wasn't there.
Oh
snap.
Yeah, that was a different thing we did.
Because I was I know I played Matey again, but
what had happened was
Zoliveer wasn't invited.
What had happened was we were doing it, and at the time you and I weren't super close, and I was like, man, I would feel bad asking Zoliveer to be on the show again because I don't know him that well. So but now we're all cool. So,
but now you're friends.
Yeah. Now, I mean, up until this, we were really cool. We gotten really tight. So what happened? I mean, that means that I presume Keith appeared again. What is the latest on Keith? What did I miss about Keith?
I don't think Keith did appear.
No,
Keith does
totally
not make
did. So don't worry, Valerie, you didn't miss anything.
I also don't know that what we recorded will see the light of day. I don't know if that's real.
It will happen. It will.
It's real.
I don't know. The light of day.
I don't believe that that's true, and therefore, I don't think it's canon.
I mean, it's not. Who knows? But I think a big part that we're leaving out is Zoliveer is very busy.
The thing is, Zoliveer is very busy.
He's a busy guy.
He's important. And busy.
He makes a lot of games.
Mm-hmm. He's teaching children how to gamble.
Not teaching children how to gamble.
See, when you say you're not, then maybe that is exactly.
Listen, do you believe that the man who played Martin Money would ever teach children to gamble? Don't answer that.
I actually believe it. I believe it more now than I did when I said that joke.
Yeah. If you want to check out some of the games that Zoliveer makes, you can check him out at Strange Scaffold on all socials, right, Zoliveer?
That is true. We actually have socials now.
Congrats.
Speaking of introduction things, I'll just say, yeah. Hi, I'm Zoliveer Nelson Jr. I played Martin Money on Realms of Roleplay Season 1, and I run a studio called Strange Scaffold and work on a bunch of other video games as well, including the upcoming Stranger Things VR. Aaron?
Oh my gosh, we're 15 minutes into this and we're introing ourselves. I'm Aaron Fusco. I've been on a bunch of Realms of Roleplay projects, and also I'm just America's best friend in general. And I played Wynn the Changeling in Season 1. Oh, Mylan? Sorry.
Hi. Thank you. Yes, hi. I'm Mylan. I played Matey, the last human, on The Realm.
And the roleplay.
It sounds like a soap opera, The Realm and the Roleplay.
It kind of was a soap opera. I mean, we really definitely leaned into that.
Yeah, I was super here for it. So I think we talked about this before. I don't remember where though, so let's talk about it again. But when Mylan and I first met, we were like, we both love romance in games, and we would love if there was more romance in games. And so it was really exciting to have Keith and the whole Matey Keith romance storyline in season 1.
Yes, we
Did
definitely
you
bonded over
intend
that.
that?
Oh, I don't think he intended
No.
Keith. No, but he knew something was going to happen. Because I used to run a panel called Foreplay Romance in Games about romance in video games, because I made a romance game, well, a couple of them, a long time ago. Long story, not super relevant, except for the fact that this is how Carmen and I met. And we, again, did the Spider-Man thing. You love romance in games. I love romance in games. And so I think it was like the first NPC that talked to me. I was like, yes, you. You made him real hunky, too. So, like, I mean, you had
He's
to
a
know.
beefy boy. Well, it's actually funny because okay, exclusive for this reunion, there was a different character that I was planning was going to be the romance character, but then Keith was so good that I was like, okay, we'll just put this other character to the side in case Keith doesn't work out. This is the backup character.
Who was it? Tell us everything.
Oh, I have to look up his name.
Do we meet him? Did he show up?
No.
Oh, he just. Oh.
No, he was
okay.
a tiefling. But he wasn't
sliding
called
doors
though.
moment.
Keith the Tiefling.
Keith the Thief.
I can rhyme a lot with Keith.
So it wasn't like a sentient tree or something. Like it wasn't like
it was not. Was it dead man tree lover?
He wasn't. He didn't become a tulpa and then become just like a very hunky, attentive tree man.
No, unfortunately, he currently exists in the annals of all the show notes that I have.
He can show back up again.
You never know.
Would love to the secret Tulpa, a hunky attentive partner into existence. Is that on the table here for all of my characters and for myself? Is that available?
Anything is possible.
Great, perfect.
So I kind of want to talk about, when we were playing, it was the first time that a lot of us were meeting. And since then, well, even during that time, what was that experience like for y'all? Like kind of playing with people that you don't know super well, and like how has your bond evolved over the years, the literal years that it's been?
Well, I'll just say that whatever magic you did in picking all 4 of us, when we played that first session, and I don't think we had a session 0 for this season. Like, we just showed up and played session 1, and immediately the level of cohesion that I experienced was unprecedented. Like, the fact that we were just like, yes, and immediately. Like, there were things we said, and all of us just agreed that none of us discussed previously, and we're like, yep, that happened in the past, and this is what our relationship is like now, and we're just gonna run with it.
Heck yeah.
I think I think much like the way the campaign went, the chief feeling I had was being puppeteered. Because you might remember, I did talk quite a bit about how our every move and action was being forced down a certain kind of direct road, despite the chaos that lived in our hearts. And in a similar way, at first it was like, oh, delightful RPG session. Oh, delightful group of friends that it all just works. It's so smooth. And I realized, oh, Carmen engineered a friend group. And by the end, I did come to know America's best friend. I did come to know the glory of Mylan and Ash and Mallory. But I knew that it had been an engineered, constructed facade, and much like a character in the final episode of a critically acclaimed dystopian TV show, I looked into the camera and I smiled, knowing that I was okay with that.
So, agree everything Zoliveer said, and I think that it was really smart to make our characters all friends first, and I loved how we started after a successful quest. And so we had something kind of imaginary to go off of to throw us into this, and then we were able to kind of move forward. I thought that worked really well.
Yeah. I was gonna say you avoided the typical, like, they all meet in a tavern and get a job, but we did immediately go to a tavern right after that, so we reverse engineered back into the tavern to start our adventure.
Yes, it worked out. I mean, I think it kind of made things better though, because we got to see sort of the town of Stone Snarry and the daily life of people there before they all died tragically in the fire from a dragon. But yeah, no, I think it's a testament to all of you as players. I think that like I'd met all of you individually at different points, and I was like, I think all of these people will like each other. I was a casting director in a past life or something. I don't know, but I think it's just like everybody was really excited to tell the story together, and I think the cool thing is like Ash and I were talking about this the other day, that I think the first 5 episodes we're all still just like building this world and learning these characters together. And I think the moment on the boat when all of the characters started to really bond with each other, when you're headed to Broken Rock, I feel like that's when it kind of like, that's our crossing the threshold moment of our hero's journey. And I think it really solidifies you all as a team and who each of you are. And I think that was really exciting to watch back.
Wait, you mean when Martin started keeping secrets from us?
when he discovers Fee in the basement.
But he has an open, honest conversation with Wynn, I believe. Just leaves out the Fee part.
Here's the thing. I feel like if any person in this room found a funny little man in the bottom of a boat, and he was like, "Hey, keep this quiet," every single person in this room individually presented with that opportunity would have kept quiet.
I don't remember him telling you to keep it quiet.
I don't think he said that.
Why would he be in the bottom of the boat and be a funny little man if it wasn't implied?
Yeah.
Implied secrecy by this strange child. This strange man.
You didn't have to plan any plot. If you just gave us a series of funny little guys, we would have just kept going for infinity.
We would have romanced one. We would have declared a rivalry against another. We would have hid one as a secret. Just make a chain of funny little guys.
Adopt one as a son. Dude. Yeah.
That was such an interesting choice, though, Zoliveer, because it's not such an unexpected choice when you were introduced to a character like that, and it unlocked a whole bunch of other things because of that, which I thought was cool, including us accidentally leaving him behind.
Yeah, and then giving us paranoia for every NPC after that.
And then I think he wound up becoming a cat after that, right? Isn't that he became?
Well, so Fee was in the barrel for a while, and then like after all the shenanigans at the castle and everybody almost dying, you all staged a coup against me because I was like, you forgot Fee in the basement. And you were like, how can we forget Fee? But I was trying to come up with an excuse to get Fee away from you so that he could show up later Deus Ex Machina style as the godchild. So I was like, he's a cat now, I guess.
I gotta ask, Mylan, how did you remember anything that happened? Aside from vague generalities, did you rewatch the episodes? How?
I did rewatch all of it once it was edited. So that was a few months ago now. But I don't know how I remember. There were just certain things, like it really, really stuck with me that you didn't tell us about that character because I was so surprised about it. And I was so curious to see how that would kind of evolve. And also, I found a cat that talked only to me. So I think its name was Kit, if I'm correct.
That's right. Kit the cat.
Yeah. You remember Tony, the pony that we kind of forgot about at a certain point?
Yeah. We forgot about Tony the pony and like the automatons immediately.
Oh, the automatons. What were their names?
I can
Robert
never
1 and
remember
Robert
which
2?
one was which. Yeah.
Yeah.
Did anyone actually, like, I think one interesting thing for this D&D game, perhaps the one oversight of the cast, or maybe it was what made us work all great together, is that we were so in the moment None of us was the note taker of the table that I remember from what I remember.
It's not true.
No, Aaron Fusco.
I took handwritten notes on like loose computer paper, and I just had like a stack of just like a bunch of notes of everything.
Okay.
But that makes sense for Win too. Like that's why Win remembered stuff, is because I remembered stuff.
Yeah, but you're like that. I mean,
I do.
You are the best note taker I know.
Facts.
Thank you.
So if we forgot anything, I hate to say it, but does that make it Win's fault? Is Fee locked in the basement because of Win?
Oh yeah.
No,
sure.
that feels more like an oversight of us assuming that Carmen was being kind to us. Like it does. Like at some point you have to leave the basement, and before then we weren't doing head counts like a kindergarten teacher every time we walked into another scene. Okay.
Look, I messed up, y'all. I gave you too many NPCs, and I was like, I need to get rid of some of these folks.
Yeah, we were collecting them like Pokemon.
Yep. And for some reason, I was like, yeah, they go with you. I should have been like, no, I have a quest to save my family somewhere else.
Yeah.
But it worked
That's why
out.
you just... Listen, here's the secret of to be a DM. You make a roll. You make a secret roll to see if they go with you, and you just roll badly every time, no matter what the dice says. Oh, I'll make a persuasion check to see if they go with you. Okay, and let me see if that works. No, doesn't, unfortunately.
Wow. How often did you fudge your rolls?
Carmen? Never. I was honest.
There's not even one time.
No. See, Zoliveer, this is a test. He's looking me in the eyes right now because we talked about this offline, and he's trying to call me out in 4K. But I'll tell you this. I didn't do it. I didn't do it, Zoliveer. I was honest with every single roll, and if I wasn't, then I'm honest with this roll right now of deception. So, yeah. Anyway, I want to talk a bit about Win and how you kind of assumed the role of like the party.
We can't keep talking about this, Carmen. Carmen, this is all we ever talk about. All we ever talk about
but I
is
can't
how
remember if we talked about it.
Constantly force myself into the leader role because everyone else we play with wants to be a chaos gremlin, and I am the person who just wants to do a good job constantly. Aaron is the person who wants to be the best at doing a good job, and I keep watching as the time ticks up, and I'm like, the plot's gotta move, so Win makes decisions. This scene's gone on too long, Win's gonna move us along. And so she became type A personality checklist person, because that's what I was trying to do for all of us, because look at these chaos gremlins. Look at them.
No idea what you're talking about.
Couldn't be me.
Well, Zoliveer, I remember us talking, and you were saying, I came here to be a hero and then die.
No, I said be interesting and then die, which is very different.
Sorry.
It is different.
So the more I pushed against the boundaries of the world, the more you refused to grant me a death, the further I had to go.
So
and then you did grant me a death, and I came back, and I was beefy. I was beefy enough to like hug Keith and feel like vaguely equal. It was good.
That's true. That was one time where I feel like I should have fudged the dice because you died in like episode 8, and I was like, oh shoot, I think we did 12 or 13 episodes for this season, and I was like, oh man, he can't be dead for 4 episodes or whatever. So I have to figure out a way for him to come back. But in the end, when you went into the portal, much to your teammates' chagrin, I know that you wanted to die, but I was like, I feel like they're not going to be able to win the fight if the barbarian dies, and we can't do another TPK, so we got to come up with some BS to keep him alive.
That was one. I also I didn't get how everyone else didn't get that, like, reaching that shadow. If I remember correctly, there was a shadow, right? The shadow creature that was removed from Mallory. I was like, this shadow is a super cool character which could help us in this very final moment. I thought it would be climactic, and it was. But I could have died. And to a degree, maybe I should have.
Yeah. Well, I think that this is also, maybe, I don't know. We could argue about this. Like, where it's not like metagaming, but it's also like letting your party know what you want to do. Because I don't know that we knew you wanted to die. Like,
We
Carmen
definitely
knew.
didn't know that.
And so our characters were desperately trying to save you, not knowing you wanted to die. We were like, why is he jumping back in? We're trying to save his life.
I mean, I've been in friend groups where I wasn't always the friend who wanted to die, but we were all collectively... There's someone in the friend group who wouldn't mind perishing, and we're like, no, you have to drink water. We have to save you. Tamagotchi style.
Yes.
You know there's Tamagotchis now that like have evolving, like that they evolve as you take care of them. So like
Pokemon.
For Kingdom Hearts, the Kingdom Hearts Tamagotchi, if you want to get Roxas, you have to first evolve. I think Sora a whole bunch.
Sure. And then take his heart away.
And then you have to torture him.
Yeah.
You literally have to torture him and keep him the lowest level possible, but without killing him.
What?
The fact that you said that there are Kingdom Hearts Tamagotchis took me out immediately, but knowing the very little that I know about the Kingdom Hearts plotline, despite playing 3 of the games, the main 3 entries, I don't fully understand the timeline. Don't try to explain it to me.
That's gonna be another video.
That makes sense, though, because Roxas is a shadow, one of the many nobodies of Sora. I don't know.
Well,
I didn't know they
evolved because
get out of here.
Anyway,
don't talk to me.
That's not what this is about. We'll talk about Kingdom Hearts another time. You were like Kingdom Hearts, and I was like, ooh. Anyway, Mylan. So I want to talk about Matey's decision to not bring back the humans in the end. So Matey has this choice and kind of sees the potential future and chooses to not bring back the humans. What was kind of your experience with that, if you can remember, and why do you think Matey chose to do that?
Well, it was something else bad would have happened. I can't remember what the consequence of that was, but it was either like it was like sacrifice everything to bring back the humans, wasn't it? I can't remember exactly.
Oh man, I should know that, but I don't. I don't know the answer to that. I'd have to look it up.
I'll have to find my loose leaf paper.
I know, your stack of paper. So, I think that like it definitely in the moment, it felt like the least destructive. Because I definitely wanted to, as much as I was like a chaos demon, I wanted things to go smoothly and well. It's like we were talking about the portal. I thought we were almost done with the game. I thought we had 20 minutes left, maybe, when Martin jumps back in the portal. And then I'm like, oh, we're going to have to do a whole other session. I think we're going to have an extra episode now. Because we didn't know you wanted to die. We could have shut the portal on you and like let you go. I think that would have been it. I don't know. Now I'm hearing that maybe we wouldn't have won. Maybe we would have all died again. But yeah, so I think that it felt right to preserve the good parts of the world. While also, since we kind of had defeated the big bad, then it didn't feel right to unnaturally upset that for bringing back something that wasn't there anymore.
Dang,
plus,
deep.
If Keith was like part human, we were going to make some babies and just repopulate. That's just what humans do, right?
Yeah, you got to find all the half creatures.
We
half
don't know what the other half is.
Halflings.
Half orc. We don't know what the other half is.
Yeah, we don't know what the other half was. But I think that we would at least have to experiment a little bit to find out.
It's the only way.
Sure.
Did I make it weird? Just enough, right?
No, it's perfect.
Yeah.
Keith, and what if there's one thing I was confident in as it was ending, was that Keith and Matey were going to have a happy life. And no matter what Matey had chosen, like, if anything, for example, if Carmen had said last minute, oh, a blade emerges from the portal, I would have snapped my computer in half. I would have, damage would have been caused to something somewhere in order to make sure this didn't happen.
Oh.
Yeah, our actual literal friendship was in danger. Zoliveer was like, we better have an happy ending. But yeah, no, I think that like it was great to see you all come together in the end and outwit my monster tower so that you could get to the top and take out Bathos and save the world.
Using all of our inspiration to give Mallory consistent advantage on rolls to continue to fail.
With her cursed dice.
Poor
Her
Mallory.
cursed dice, yeah.
Yeah.
Cursed
Mallory,
dice.
dude.
But
But
Carmen, I have a question for you.
Oh, yeah.
My question for you is, when did we ruin all of your plans? What was the worst parts of us destroying or doing something that you didn't think we were going to do? Which I acknowledge is most of the campaign, because I feel like a lot of your reactions were like, why?
Well, that was my very first time running a campaign, and I learned a lot. And I think that I was pretty, like, after we did a few sessions, I was ready to be pretty flexible. I think the one that threw me the most was when you met Bathos, and Wynn was like, I draw my bow. And I was like, I was expecting this from like Matey or somebody, but from Wynn. And so I was like, what do I do? And I was like, okay, well, I'll just knock Wynn out and then that'll be it. But the fight broke out in the hallway, and I was like, I can't just make the bad guys be like, well, we'll let you go this time with a warning. So,
right.
But I'm glad it worked
prison
out.
arc. Yeah.
Yeah, I think.
Well,
I
that's
think
when Martin died, right?
Yeah, I think it ended up being like a nice twist in the middle of the story to keep things interesting.
Yeah, you were holding my mom hostage though, so that was
It's true.
I didn't
that was messed
know
up.
that was the big bad when like I knew he was obviously bad, but I didn't know that was the final boss when Wynn drew her bow. But it was like in that moment, like she's so fiercely protective of the people that she loves that like that was what I knew it was a bad idea as Aaron, but like I think that that's what Wynn would do to try to like
it felt natural.
Save the people she loves.
It was great. No, it was great. I loved it.
I'll defend that choice to my grave.
It was a great scene and great moment for sure. We almost made it through. If I had stayed focused on one enemy at a time, which I had not thought about, because like I was still very much in video game mode where it's like it's I don't know, it felt different, right? And so it wasn't. Yeah. Anyway, we didn't survive.
No, it was awesome watching it back because Skip Glider was almost dead, and I think with a few more rounds you would have won the fight. And so it was cool watching it back because I was like, "Dang, Matey is about to freaking 1v1 take out both these guys by herself."
Close. It was so close. I know. And and you were talking earlier, Zoliveer, about if something had happened to Keith. I kept wondering if we were going to get to keep Keith throughout the show, or if he was going to kill Keith off at some point. But there were a couple of times where I reached out to Carmen and I was like, listen, you do whatever you need to do for the story. We can still be friends. You just give me another relationship and I'll be fine.
So easily replaced?
Listen, it's not what I wanted, but I also thought it could have been really interesting for the story.
Especially as we're coming to a close, right?
Yeah. Oh God, no. I think it would have had to be in the middle, because at the close it's just cruel. In the middle, you have an opportunity to kind of give her like time to heal. And
with
he
like perhaps a very attractive tinkerer. What is she? Blacksmith.
I was thinking
artificer.
No, I was thinking. Well, maybe you're thinking the same person. Who
Fatima?
Hell for Leather.
Yeah,
Fatima.
Yeah.
I thought. Oh yeah. Okay. Sorry, I thought you were referring to the other blacksmith.
No, I couldn't remember what Fatima's like job was, but some sort of a creator of some weapons and such.
She owns Hell for Leather, the most important leather emporium in the realm.
That's right, number one.
Yeah, she was
it's interesting because I think that like once we kind of got to that point with those characters towards the end the game, I really was leaning more into fantasy tropes, and I was like, well, Fatima is like Merlin, and she's going to show up and give you a bunch of magic and a bunch of cool stuff because you're about to find a tower of monsters, rawr, and I gave you all these good berries, and then you were like, nope, I don't think we will. Which was awesome because I I think for me the most fun was like when I put all these plans together, and then you guys are like, nope.
Yeah,
Like
immediately.
when Skuldana shows up with the army at the boathouse or the houseboat. I still don't know the difference. And you guys just persuade your way out of it. It was so good.
Oh, that was great. That was great. I can't believe we managed to squeeze out of that one.
We rolled really well.
I think that there's this pattern. It was the first time, like, in a game where I've come to fear a GM because I knew. Because usually, I'll be honest, because I seek to be interesting and then die, I tend to be a little bit of a hellion for the D&Ds who the DMs who take me under their charge, and with Carmen, especially by the end, I was like, if I do any shenanigans, even if he lets me get away with it, something else really bad is going to happen. And so I was eternally in fear of, say, little man in the basement. I'm friends with little man in the basement of the boat. How's that going to hurt me? I knew Carmen was capable of great and terrible retribution. So how is he going to hurt me?
Look, man, we all love delicious sadness. You gotta have it. It makes the good moments that much more sweet.
What's a D&D character without some trauma tossed in there?
Right. That's the chemical X in the mixture.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, thank you all so much. You are our chemical X. We really appreciate you being here. We hope you enjoyed our season 1 adventure of Realms of Roleplay as much as we enjoyed making it.